Tron Ares has come out and it's already littered with controversy, with the casting of controversial actor Jared Leto and not having any of the Tron Legacy actors come back for the sequel. So I figured, why not add just a little bit more controversy to this movie, because I've seen so much misinformation about Tron Ares that is being spread rampantly throughout social media, and I've seen no one talk about it and no media outlet talk about it either. So let's break down this information, who's spreading it, and why. Because even though this is just misinformation about a movie, the reason why it's being spread might be incredibly worrying for our society. But before we get into all that, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do deep dives on the film and TV industry and break down news and trends, so if you're into any of that, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, but let's get into it. To state that Jared Leto's Tron Ares casting is controversial would be an understatement. He is a very controversial actor, being accused of sending rats to his co-stars, being accused of sexually harassing 9 women, one of which was underage at the time, and that is seemingly an open secret since James Gunn tweeted about Jared messaging underage girls on the internet back in 2018. No matter how you feel about Jared Leto, it is odd that Disney decided the controversial actor should be the lead in this movie, hoping that it re-kickstarts this franchise, and personally, I made 2 videos on TikTok about how weird it was, since Disney was consciously trying to avoid controversy by not creating an AI character for Tron Ares because they knew it would be too controversial, and yet they still cast Jared Leto. And those videos did pretty okay for me, around 20,000 views each, and naturally I expected Jared Leto fans to be upset about it. But what I didn't expect was for them to spread misinformation in my comments, and that's when things got weird. Both of these videos had the same kind of comments, stating that Jared Leto used his own money to fund Tron Ares, using terms like he bankrolled the production or he is a significant financial contributor. All these comments about how he put up his own money in order to fund Tron Ares, and for that, we should be grateful. And that is not true whatsoever. There is no evidence that states that Jared Leto funded Tron Ares with his own money. Yes, he is a producer on it and he was heavily involved in development, and this is a passion project, and yeah, he's probably the only reason that it got made. But none of that means he put up his own money. In fact, it means the opposite. Disney hired him to produce and develop the next installment of Tron. Producing and developing does not mean you're putting up your own money. Maybe on an indie feature, but not with a big studio film. But there were so many comments about this, so I was wondering, where did this come from? I tried looking for any shred of evidence myself, and nothing came up from any credible source. But what was even crazier was that not even non-credible sources were talking about this. I could understand why this information spread if some clickbait site picked up an out-of-context quote about the making of Tron Ares or something like that and spread it. But not even clickbait sites who routinely take things out of context to get clicks to their sites or get likes on Twitter were reporting about this, because there's no evidence or even an out-of-context quote that proves that Jared Leto funded Tron Ares. Think about it. If there was any shred of proof, even if it was false, you could still find a shitty clickbait site stating that Jared Leto funded Tron Ares. But those articles don't seem to exist, and yet there were still multiple comments being spread on social media stating that he did. So I asked the commenters, hey, can you give me a link to this proof? Can you show me any type of evidence that this is real? And of course, once I asked for evidence, they stopped responding altogether. One did state that Jeff Bridges stated it in an interview that Jared Leto funded Tron Ares, and I asked if they had the link. And then, of course, they also stopped responding too. And more on that interview in just a bit. So then I started thinking, is this only happening to me? I'm pretty small in terms of TikTok and YouTube. Those videos, they did do well for me, but I only have like 2,700 followers on TikTok and less on YouTube. So I was wondering, is this happening to anyone else? Am I isolated in this incident, or is it widespread? So I dove into TikTok and YouTube for both accounts that are bigger than me, like Straw Hat Goofy, who I'm a fan of, and smaller accounts who just had videos about Tron Ares do well, seeing if anyone else had these same kind of comments, and yeah, I found the exact same comments. There were multiple comments stating that Jared Leto funded Tron Ares with his own money, and also one quoting that same Jeff Bridges interview that someone mentioned to me earlier. So I was like, finally, something that I can kind of search for, not just searching for Jared Leto funding Tron Ares, but I can look for this Jeff Bridges interview because now I have 2 accounts that it did happen. So I went to look for that interview, and what I found was just a little bit more interesting. The Jeff Bridges interview does not exist. There is an interview with Jeff Bridges about Tron Ares, but it's more about Jared Leto's method acting, and not at all about how Jared Leto funded Tron Ares. But I did find a Twitter account with the same username on TikTok, and it uses the exact same language in all of its comments. There is one Twitter account and TikTok account posting rampantly that Jared Leto funded Tron Ares, and Jeff Bridges said so in an interview. This account was created in July of 2023 and is posted over 1,000 times, glazing Jared Leto and spreading misinformation that he funded it. Now, is this account the cause for all this? I don't personally think so. This Twitter account is very small, only having 1,000 followers, and most of their 1,400 posts only get a couple hundred views online. So there's no way that this is why this misinformation is spreading. And after that, because there is no evidence, I kind of hit a dead end. So we have a bunch of people all with the same false information, with no evidence to support it, and no false information from a clickbait site either to track where it came from. So why is this spreading? I think there are 2 possibilities for this, and I'm not sure which one is worse. Obviously, the cult of Jared Leto is at work, right? That is one theory. Jared Leto has been accused of being a cult leader. There are multiple articles about his band's Camp Mars event, which is a concert on an island that people go to, and they wear lots of white and follow Jared Leto around. And yeah, it definitely looks like a cult. Now, there's no definitive proof of this being a real cult, and yes, they do lean into these cult accusations for fun. But it's not a stretch of the imagination to say that perhaps these people who spend thousands of dollars to spend a weekend on an island only for one band would also want Tron Ares to do well. Is this a coordinated effort from massive Jared Leto fans who are in this not real cult? Maybe. They all do kind of have the same voice in all of their posts. Jared Leto is the only reason this movie got made. It was either him or no movie at all. They use similar kind of persuasion techniques too, trying to see your perspective and get you on their side, saying things like, look, I don't like him either, but he funded it, so nothing we can do. It sounds like a coordinated effort just because they're using the same kind of language and they have the same information. I would accuse it of being a bot farm, but the language is just a tad different in all these comments, so I don't think it's bots. And even if it's not coordinated, it could very well just be die-hard Jared Leto fans pushing this false narrative. Even if they love him, they do have to know that people don't like him and might have read one tweet saying that Jared Leto funded Tron Ares, and now they're trying to spread this and try to help out Jared Leto's image. Either could be the case at this point. One person on TikTok did tell me that a person claiming Tron Ares is funded by Jared Leto in my comments is also dropping that same information on other videos about Tron Ares. So it is something that these people are very passionate about, whether it's a coordinated effort or not. It could also very well be super fans of Tron and they know that Jared Leto is hurting this movie's case and they still want this movie to do well, so they're spreading some good information about Jared Leto funding it just so they get another Tron movie in the future. But even if this is not coordinated, there's still the issue of where did this rumor come from? And that's even scarier. If this is not a coordinated effort and there is not an article from a clickbait site or anything to fuel this, that means that misinformation is just spreading rampantly all throughout these comments and people are just kind of going with it. Some of these comments I don't believe are coordinated and they are just regular people who just read a rumor online, as some of the comments are already questioning the validity of it. But the problem is they're not really looking into it. They're questioning it while spreading it, which makes this rumor seem more factual. With misinformation spreading online rampantly for anything, this showcases how difficult it is to stop. With most misinformation, there's at least something to tether it to, whether that be a website to back up their claims or a video, even if that video or claim is false. Even if Jared Leto funding Tron Ares is true, even if after I make this video a massive truth bomb comes out and Disney's like, yeah, he did fund it and it's proven to be true, it's still very worrying that this information spread out as much as it did without any evidence to support it. In a world where fake news is becoming easier to spread throughout social media, we are in a very vulnerable place. This misinformation is just about a movie, but it could very easily be about something much greater. And it's just going to get even harder to prove when something is real or not, with the acceleration and accessibility of AI video, which does seem real at a first glance. AI is something that Tron tackles, but they haven't really tackled how AI can be used to spread misinformation, and based on the trailers of Tron Ares, I don't believe Tron Ares will tackle it either. So it's up to us to tackle it. So if you go to the theater this weekend and you see Tron Ares and you overhear someone say, "Hey, I heard Jared Leto funded this movie," please let them know that this is not the case, because I personally will be sitting this movie out. But if you do go see it, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of this whole thing. And also let me know if you've encountered comments like this as well, where people claim that Jared Leto funded Tron Ares, which he did not. And also please don't forget to like this video as well, as it does help push it out into the algorithm and find more people like yourself. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. If you do, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.